Was it the keyboard?
Yeah, I hit the button. All right, let's see. Hold on. And just reached 10. Sheesh.
It'll be right back.
My bad, y'all. My bad. I hit a button.
It wasn't me. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. It wasn't me.
Hit a button, man. Hit a button. My bad.
See, both of y'all can't leave at the same time. He just started pressing stuff.
Yeah. By the way, y'all, Jerry Day is not going to be here. As you can see, Jerry Day is not going to be here. Maul's not going to be here for the next couple weeks, I think he said.
He sure did. It wasn't me. Spaces messed up the live.
My bad. There we go. All right.
You got to sign back into the chat on here. Let's just go read it off there.
Well, it's never signed in. I never signed in over here. It just pops up.
Well, yeah.
Let me get up the other one. But it was a monster yesterday, bro. It was a monster. But we figured it out though. The ride itself was smooth. And afterwards I was like, now I know. Be humble. He said space is messed up again.
They heard a black man was trying to get on the boat.
Be humble said space is the boat wanted to see your face, then pulled off.
So we don't want no light skin with no just
as I'm pulling up. They're like, okay. So yeah, man, here we are, kicking it today and chilling, kicking it today and chilling. So, I got a couple things that let's start with this one. So here's a question for you. Slimmy, what's good, bro? Man. I was just lifting my arm up and I pressed the button that ended the stream. Jeez. Slimmy said, "Space is how you mess up the live, my G. What up, though? What's up?
Hold on, before you read all that, there was a lot of people who said happy birthday to you.
I appreciate you guys. I'm sorry.
Let's not.
I'm sorry. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
I should have hit you with messing up the stream.
Be Home says space is that homie. Yes, sir. I try to be cool with everybody, especially the people that I really rock with. So here's a question. Think back, let's just say when Michael Jordan was in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
And in a lot of people's eyes, he was perceived as like unstoppable.
Mm-hmm.
Right? What would you say if the NBA or other coaches complained to the NBA about Jordan being so good, and now they try to change rules based upon how good he was?
I mean, that's what happened when you the absolute best. When one person is dominating, they tend to change the rules so you can't dominate in that way.
Okay. So
that's why they changed the whole foul structure.
Mm-hmm. Because I know it was a lot more physical before.
Oh yeah, half the fouls wouldn't have got called. You wouldn't have spent so much time at the free throw line.
I remember seeing a game recently. I don't know how. Maybe it was years ago, and I was looking at certain things happen in the ref calling fouls. I was like, I mean, technically it is a foul. It is a foul to the ref's point, to the ref calling it. But at the same time, it's like, everybody's so soft, man. Like, take that and keep moving. Like,
I don't know, man. Back in the 90s, it was no blood, no foul. You ain't bleeding. He ain't making no contact. So I don't know.
Yeah. So
is it fair to change the rules? No.
Right, and that's what I'm really.
He was playing within the confines of the rules, and for y'all to go to change the rules because one person is dominating is bull.
Slimmy said, "Hold up! Happy birthday to the dancing machine. Enjoy yourself, bro. Keep working and doing great things. Likewise, Slimmy. You think I ain't hear that you passed your exam? You said I don't know what exam it was, but congratulations to you too, bro.
Everybody getting these air horns.
I'm so bad with that.
That's why I'm a producer. I'll be ready.
Straight up. I'll be forgetting about that thing. I'll be so immersed in the conversation.
For sure. Move, slide it over.
He said move. Let's see. Where'd it go? Here we go. So, Simone Biles. Do you know anything about how she's been performing recently?
I know she fell off the balance beam. I mean, I know what you're getting at. I follow sports. I ain't gonna say I follow sports heavily, but you know, being a comedian, I'm always scrolling, looking at what everybody's talking about.
2K, what's good, bro? How your mama now? You know, I've been waiting for you to come here so I can say that, right?
How your mama now?
Yeah, hi. That's the question he asked everybody who called into his show. How your mama now? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I know what you're getting at here. Yeah, it's too dang on good, and the judges don't like it.
So I read this story, right? I believe this is a story. Making sure I got it.
I showed you the short.
Yeah. You did. So it says, upon her international competition after 2 years, Simone Biles had an impressive outing at the 2023 Gymnastics World Championships. The American clinched 5 medals, 4 gold and 1 silver, making her the gymnast with the most Olympic and World Championship medals. Can you hit the applause?
Applause.
Straight up. 4 gold and 1 silver, right? While most fans and enthusiasts of the sport were overjoyed to see Biles back to her winning ways, the head coach of the Russian artistic gymnastics team, Valentina, I don't know how to pronounce that, didn't share the same sentiments. She said that Biles' routine had no artistic element to it, adding that her winning solely based on the difficulty of her moves was unmerited in an interview with Match TV.
Mm-hmm.
Rodeo Nickel.
Yeah.
Rodeo. I'm calling it rodeo. She said, I want to express my regrets about Biles' victory. What is gymnastics? It's scary to watch it. Do you think there is at least some kind of aesthetic there? Low. There is simply nothing to watch. She has no great performance, only difficult. She has no great performance, only difficulty. She only wins through difficulty. So what do you think about that so far?
Boy, if you don't
That's exactly what I think about that. You telling me she only wins because what she does is difficult, can't nobody else do it? You telling me she the only person in the whole world, because the gymnastics is a world event. You telling me she the only person in the whole world that can do these stunts, and that does not warrant her being held as the champion, held as having the better floor routine, or just being the best, and that gets you gold medal. Yes, doing the most difficult things, and especially doing things nobody can do, makes you the best. That's why we watch like slam dunk contests. Mm-hmm. If you could do a slam dunk that can't nobody else do, you are the best dunker. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So what do you mean? She doing moves that can't nobody else do. You are the best gymnast or the best at that floor routine.
Yeah, building your online.
There's nothing else you can say or do and put in between there. That's what it is.
Absolutely, and I 1000% agree. I just want to get a little bit of her doing her work, right? Bow. So check this out, man. Check this out.
She has some of the most difficult gymnastics in the world.
Bro.
And this is a Biles double out with a half turn. So difficult to
And you see
land that.
she's spinning her body at the last minute. Come on, bro.
Your skill named after her.
Her floor routines are crazy. I saw one earlier.
He just say she got a
Remember,
skill
she
named
has
after her. That's
two
crazy.
skills already named the bios in the code of points.
That's
Potentially
crazy.
2 more. You have to land them successfully in a major international competition, though, to earn the name.
Come on, man.
So it's
Bro, to get a move named after you, got to be cold.
Come on, man.
Got to be cold.
Come on, man. And this reminds me, not necessarily related, but it reminds me of what's that movie? It was a movie. I almost shouldn't even mention it, but it's a movie about swimming with was Bernie Mac in it? I forget what it was. It was a movie about swimming. But anyway, that just so far that irritated me. That irritated me. Like, you're telling me that I'm the best, so I should, or the league or the gymnastics or associate, whatever the.
There we
the
go.
people-
Terrence Howard, not.
See, I was gonna say Terrence Howard. Thanks, Be Humble. I'm so good. That means instead of you
Catch it up.
making your
Catch up. Catch up. Get your weight up.
instead of you working your players harder to meet my goal, to meet my standards and all the hard work that I work towards.
It's like telling Elon Musk, oh, you can't earn a meal this year. Can't nobody else do it. Get out of here.
Let's see. Let me catch up in the comments. Y'all going crazy. Slimmy said, gotta go bust back in motion. Thanks, bro. Thanks for stopping by. 2K said, she good. Thanks for asking, my boy. 2K has some crazy stories on his channel. Y'all check out Talks with 2K. He has some crazy stories on his channel. Nasty Beauty said, I heard the gold medal does even have any. Wait. I heard the gold medal does even have any in it like it used to.
Oh, like it doesn't have gold.
Doesn't have any gold in it. Okay, my bad.
It was like 30% gold.
Be Humble said, Russians are cheaters. That's why they weren't there. Be Humble said, I bet if she could, I think you meant she could. If she could use the N-word, she would have. Oh, you're talking about the
Oh, yeah,
coach,
for sure. For
the
sure.
coach. I bet if she could, she would use the N-word when speaking about Simone. Maul, what's good, bro? Ham. I think
Big
he's
trucker.
in Jamaica doing his thing right now. I don't want to say. Well, he already did. He said, Guan, spaces, you will love Jamaica.
All that music.
He said, Be Humble said, yeah, and Terrence Howard, Bernie Mac was in it too. Yeah.
Was he? I don't remember.
Yeah, he was like a janitor or something like that of the
Oh,
swimming.
yeah, the little plex. Yeah.
Yeah. Maul got that passport stamped. I see you. But yeah, man, it was wild, bro. Like when I read that, you want okay, now I want to relate this to something.
Mhm.
And it may not necessarily connect because it's different things, but I'm just wondering if we're applying the same concept, right? In the military, I've seen, and we talked about this before. I don't know if you're here for that day, but we talked about the standards, the physical standards of being in the military
All right.
being toned down to make it more acceptable for women to be in the military. So how do you feel about that? Because I've heard people, not necessarily, maybe Be Humble might be able to speak to it because he was in the military as well. I think he was in the Navy. And I've seen videos of people talking about how the standards have been lessened to make it more acceptable for women to, participate in the military. So are we still saying get your weight up, or are we just going by different standards, or what are your thoughts?
Was there all like I don't know, I was never in the military. Was there always a men standard and women standard, or was it just one standard and everybody had to pass it?
As far as I understand it, it was okay. This is another thing Be Humble will be able to speak better about. As far as I know, the military was specifically men. And then at a certain point, women got brought into the fold with it.
Mm-hmm.
But so as far as the standards go, it would be standards that men would have to meet. But
What did he say? He just said
Be Humble said the standards are always been different but for men and women.
Right. Okay. If there's a standard for men and then there's a standard for women, and you tell me they're lowering the standard so more women can come in?
That's what I've seen and heard a lot of people talk. They'll say.
Wait, what?
Be Humble said, but they may have changed to help women who have kids with body fat.
No, you can get rid of that. I'm not trying to hear that.
Ooh.
As a person with a lot of body fat, you can get rid of it. Bro, if that's the standard, that's the fucking standard. Like,
right.
you want to be in the military so bad, go get in shape. Get in shape enough to do basic, and basic can put you in training.
Be Humble said, I agree.
Put you fit enough for training. So
yeah, because I think, like, for instance, I recall somebody mentioning like being able to do 20 pull-ups straight. Women are likely a lot of men can't even do 20 pull-ups straight.
I sure the fuck can't.
I know I can't. not straight.
I'm gonna need 20 days, one a day.
Right? Like I can do straight right off the bat, fresh muscles, not sore or anything. I could do 8 to 12 maybe.
I'm gonna need one a day. I'm gonna need them let's spread this out.
Be Humble
two
said,
a day, one in the morning, one at night.
right, get the muscles warmed up.
Hey, for sure.
Be Humble said, but I seen a lot of get kicked out. Yeah, the Navy has changed from pull-ups to planks. Or what is it? Sit-ups to planks.
Mm. Look, okay. Now, if you could supplement it for another quote unquote workout or another thing you deem well enough for credentialing, that's different.
Mm-hmm.
But to lower the standard, like say if it was 30 sit-ups in a minute, or you have to do, and they go, you know what, maybe that's too much. Let's go 25 because these women, aren't cutting it. It's too much for them. Then they ain't the ones y'all need. Don't send no weaklings in the military over to do something now. Because you send me over there to go fight. You think I'm going to run 2-3 miles with a backpack on successfully? We all go fucking die.
Be Humble said the women's standards are a lot lower. So I'm thinking as much as we can possibly speak to it, it's like apples to apples, right? So pull-ups to pull-ups, sit-ups to sit-ups, miles to miles, whatever. From what I've been hearing, men would have 20 push-ups, pull-ups, and women would have 12.
12, right.
Are we still saying get your weight up?
No. Again, to me, it's two separate standards. Don't look at the men's standards and go, well, the women should be close. No. You have a men's standard, you have a women's standard. That's what it is. Now, like I said, if you're lowering it for other women to get it, that's crazy if you're not going to lower it for other men. And I don't think it should be lowered at all.
Okay.
If that's your standard, that's your standard,
mm-hmm.
right? When it comes to anything else, like when I was like doing all the police applications and stuff, you got to pass certain fitness tests, and men had a standard and women had a standard. They even had an age standard, but they weren't gonna be like, oh, okay, y'all, since y'all ain't getting it, we'll lower it. No, that's not how it works.
Mm-hmm.
You have to pass this, period.
Yeah, I knew what you meant.
Or join Space Force.
You know what I'm saying? Space Force doesn't have physical standards.
That's crazy. You just got to know somebody that knows somebody.
Yeah, I think as far as Simone Biles, I think Simone Biles is a living legend. I think as far as gymnastics, which I don't know a whole lot about, but as far as gymnastics, she's untouchable. She's like the Michael Jordan of gymnastics.
I'm so tired of people
making that
connection. No. I'll say Michael Phelps.
Okay.
People always go, he's the greatest Olympian.
Okay.
But Simone Biles does, I get his gymnastics. He does swimming. He does several events in swimming. She does several events in gymnastics. But I would go and say she's a better athlete.
I would agree.
I'm just saying.
I would agree. Because with swimming,
it's difficult. And all that shit is difficult because I can't do it. So,
yeah.
all that shit is difficult. It may be my race bias is showing a little bit, but I think gymnastics overall is a much more difficult event. There's no swim called the Phelps.
Ooh.
Skills. That can't.
Go ahead.
No, that was it. It ain't no move called the Phelps. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing he can add to that sport other than swimming fast.
Exactly. And now
Usain Bolt, same thing.
to go along with what you said as far as swimming. Now, we had swimming pool in my high school, right?
Same.
We had to do before when we took I had this class called Challenge Ed, and at the beginning of class, me knowing how to do the basics of swimming, you know what I'm saying? I could definitely do like fun swimming. Like you go to a hotel with your peoples, like a family thing. I could do that.
Right.
But anything relative to competitive swimming is not, no. Now, we had to go, I forget. I think it was from here to there was one lap. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Back and forth, 8 laps. They called it laps, 8 laps.
Mm-hmm.
And every so often they added 2 more. Before we were done, we were at 16.
You little swim team?
No, it's called, the class was called Challenge Ed. It's meant to challenge you on purpose.
Okay, that's a lot.
So, I say that to say, at the end of it all, it's still swimming, right? It's still just you, essentially, for the most part,
Moving through water.
Moving through. Look at this. Look at this, man. Look at her, bro.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like nothing could be added to swimming, and I'm not knocking him because he broke several world records, and all that other good stuff. Like,
no, look at this. I slowed this down, by the way. Let's see. Oh, turn on the sound.
The intergalactic debut.
Come on, man.
If
look how tall she is. Look how tall she is.
She 4'11".
4'11", bro. She's
the
jumping over her own head.
Intergalactic debut of a triple.
Come on, man. Stop it. Simone Biles is a legend. Yeah. And Nelson Beauty spoke to something. Nelson Beauty says, "Be humble." You so distracting, bro. Be humble said some black women are upset that Simone let her hubby wear her gold medal.
Well, wait,
did you hear about that?
Why we care? Why do we care? It's hers. What? I was mad she wore a fucking Packers jacket to the Bears practice. That's what I was mad about. I'm gonna be mad about something. Be mad about that. Because her husband played for the Bears. And they came to practice, and she had on a Green Bay Packers jacket. I'd have jumped her little ass. You're a gold medal gymnastic, but not boxing. I don't know Packer stuff to the Soldier Field. What's wrong with you?
Sheesh. I would have to pick her.
Boy.
You see what you...
What's wrong with her? Why he can't wear her medal?
You know, from the arguments that I've heard, that's something that the medal is something that she worked for. He wasn't with her like shooting in the gym and helping her work out and stuff. She worked really, really hard and hours of practice for her to win that medal, and it's hers, and he's wearing it. It's not his.
Stupid. Aren't they a couple? They're a couple, right?
No, I think they're married.
They're married, so they're a unit. Whatever she does, he does. What do you mean?
I do not disagree. I think it.
That's what it is.
I wonder.
You're married. I mean, y'all a unit. If he wins the Super Bowl, she go wear the ring. Y'all gonna have a problem with that? And he gonna do that on the Bears, but like
he gonna have to leave the Bears to do that. Naps and Beauty, maybe you can shed some light. I didn't see a problem with it. I mean, I'm thinking back to school days when, you know, the high school football jock who had the cheerleader girlfriend. Jacket. His girlfriend was walking around school wearing his varsity jacket. She wasn't on the field with him. She wasn't throwing no balls.
Did he like go out with her? He just wore it. Like, were they out on a date and he walking around with her medal on?
I think it was like they took a picture together.
Yeah, what? Like, she got so many of them, her little neck can't hold them all. Why he can't wear it? I don't even know his name.
Yeah, I don't know his name either. This ain't 4'8".
Oh, she 4'8".
Sheesh. Husband wearing her gold medal. Let's see. For the people.
Look, 9 times out of 10, she put it on him. He ain't go, baby, let me put that on.
Right? Like he ain't good. See, like
I'm sorry, like them being married and as a couple, if you don't think he helped her get to where she is, even a little bit, like that moral support, all right, as a couple, because Simone Biles is not rich from the Olympics.
Okay.
People in the Olympics don't make no money.
Okay.
They not.
Ooh.
She got money from endorsements.
Okay. Yeah.
But all the stuff that go into the Olympics cost money. That's why you can't name no other Olympians than like the top 3 that we got.
Mm-hmm.
Even the ones that win gold medals. Between the 4 years of the Olympics, they don't care. They work at Jewel.
Even the ones,
they work at Walmart.
Even the ones that I do know, I only know because their name is connected to Simone. Like I think it was a girl named Gabby Douglas.
Another gymnast, yes.
And I don't know her her capabilities in the gym. I don't know as far as how many medals she's won or whatever the case. But I do know that something happened with her getting her medals revoked, and Simone Biles said something to her about it, like showing support for her.
Right.
If Simone Biles didn't say anything in support of her, I wouldn't know who she was.
Come on, all right, look, you got Simone Biles, Gabby Douglas, Sha'Carri Richardson. Who else? Noah Lyles.
Those are the first 3 are the ones I know.
Everybody else poor. I think they get $30,000 for winning gold. Bro, $30,000 for some shit you got to train for 4 years. You don't get no money for qualifying. You don't get no money for going to all these states to go do all the stuff to qualify. You don't get no money for the coach. But you got to pay the coach. Coach ain't doing it for free.
Right.
Coach don't get no medal. He need money.
Right.
So, like, the people who do the Olympics, they do it for the pure love of the game and hopefully could do something or say something to remain famous. Not to say, like, she doing anything clickbaity, because she's just great. That's why we are consistently talking about her. But that Noah Lyles guy, he had to say outrageous stuff to stay
to be
relevant. And once no one cares about what he's saying, well, you won't never hear that name again.
Yeah,
you hear it every now and again, every 4 years, where they might ask him to speak on the Olympics or how hard it was getting there. But the 3 years in between, don't nobody care about no Olympians.
Yeah.
Bro, you can show me a gold medal right now. I go, oh, that was cool. Anyway.
Thank you. Right. That's nice. It's only 30% gold anyway.
Right. So, like, you can't even medal down and make a chain. Like,
so what, you paid $4 for this?
Right, okay.
So Be Humble said, Space to slow down the video of Simone. He said, I slowed down the video of Simone being cringy. Nah, bro. It was,
you had to see the triple spin twist she was doing.
I honestly can't even imagine myself. I'm sure if I trained for it like even half as much as she did, I would. What was that?
Boy, ain't no fucking way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Stop it.
If I did half of the.
Stop the cap.
No, I'm for real.
Stop the cap.
So am I.
I definitely wouldn't be able to jump over my own head. I'll tell you that much. Like she can. Like for real, for real. Nasty Beauty said some black women didn't like the interview that he gave about him being Simone's inspiration.
She probably told him that. See, I know a lot of black women had a problem with him. He said early on he didn't know who she was.
Oh,
when they first met. You remember that?
Vaguely.
When they first met, he was talking to her. He had no clue who she was.
Uh-huh.
And everybody was like, how do you not know? She's the best gymnast in the whole wide world. People only care about the Olympics when the Olympics are on.
Ooh.
That's it.
Interesting. Speaking of what Nasty Beauty, on the lines of what Nasty Beauty is talking about, I'm going to say a couple more things about this. One, there was a point in the past where her husband, Jonathan Owens, I think, he was in an interview and they asked him who's the prize in their relationship or their marriage, and he said he was, and black women got mad at him. Like they went crazy. And guess what? Guess what happened? Guess what Simone said in response to him saying that?
He is.
Like, I don't understand what this issue is.
He sure is.
I don't understand. Now, second thing is, so I followed this person on YouTube. The channel name is Pink Book Lessons, and she's been talking about like Simone Biles and what's been going on with her. So I don't know if you heard, Simone Biles, her mother came out of the woodwork and talking about how she wants to reconcile her relationship with Simone.
Right, she was addicted to drugs. I don't want to. I call it. She was a crackhead.
She said it herself. So
yeah, she was a crackhead, and she didn't have Simone Biles for a long time, like at all. And now, see, this is what I want to talk about. According to that, her mother was like, "Yeah, I would love to have a relationship with my daughter. We'll have to bam, but she needs to reach out to me. She's grown now. She could reach out to me." And as a typical black man, I grew up, without my pops around. And as an adult, I could just go to his house, reach out to him, stuff like that. But for me, I'm like, man, if he want to create that bond, it's got to come from him.
Right.
Just as much as I can come out there, you come to me. You come to one of my shows. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, we both adults. One of us got to do it.
Yeah, and that's now. Here's my now. This ties into everyday relationships as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, in her mother's on record. I don't have it pulled up because I didn't plan on going this far into the conversation. But her mother's on record, on interview, saying that she is waiting for Simone to reach out to her.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that?
I feel like you, as the parent, especially being crackhead, you fucked up. You need to be doing the reaching out to. But then at the same time, there's only so much reaching you could do before the other person has to reach back.
Okay.
All right, you can call your daughter, see how she doing for the day.
Check this out. We got a new subscriber. You ready?
Go.
I'm gonna click it and I want you to read what it says. The top line.
How are you just not subscribing? 39 minutes ago. How long y'all been doing this podcast? I know y'all been doing it longer than 40 minutes, Ma.
Oh man.
Is this Jamaican Ma? That's who. It better be your Jamaican account.
So I err on the side of what you said. I agree. I think my number one thought is the parents are supposed to be the one, the older person in this particular scenario is supposed to be the one that tries to reconcile the relationship.
Right.
Especially if you abandoned your daughter.
Right.
Essentially for drugs, which is what she said.
Mm-hmm.
And out of her own words, out of her own mouth. She said she doesn't have a relationship with Simone because she was out having what they refer to.
She was a crackhead.
Letting life do what life does is what they phrase it, what she phrased it as. Now, I watched this video yesterday of Simone Biles' younger sister, right? The sister came out in defense of the mother, saying, I'm not going to let y'all do too much on my mother, and she's doing what living the life that everybody live and all this stuff. First of all, no matter, I don't care what Be Humble say, I ain't never did crack. I don't care. You hear me, Be Humble?
What?
He said it a lot. He slowed down on that joke.
Oh.
But you remember weeks ago I was doing like this a lot.
That ain't crack. That's booger sugar.
Right? So but no. So the sister wasn't coming out in defense of the mother. Mm-hmm. Now here's the thing: the sister is now maybe 19, 20 years old. Their mother, came into the younger sister's life when the younger sister was 17 years old.
Damn.
And then I find out that through Pink Book Lessons, shout out to you, that Simone Biles apparently has is one of 8 through her mother.
Jesus. Fucking for a crack rock. My bad. That was
Holiday Heart.
that was an intrusive thought that was not supposed to come out.
Holiday Heart. he just want to touch you, baby. He just want to touch you. Like, what the heck? No, it's on the mother. It's on the parent to be the one that tries to reconcile the relationship, and it's up to Simone or the child to decide on whether or not they want to do that.
Right. Yeah.
So if she chooses not to, then that's on Simone, because you as a parent shouldn't have left, especially for crack.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially for crack. It's one thing for you to pull, like, what's his name? Will Smith's dad.
I forgot his name.
Whatever it was. It's one for you to have a
Blue
job.
or something like that. Yeah.
Blue, I think. Yeah. It's one thing for you to have a job or some sort of actual life circumstance that causes you to be away from your children and not have an actual relationship. There's one thing, which is still a bad thing, because I cherish
still
relationships.
wasn't acceptable. Okay.
I still cherish relationships over money. But if you 8 kids, stop it. Stop it.
Nah, for real.
Stop it.
Tripping.
But yeah, that story about Simone Biles just kind of made me tilt my head. Like, you want them to lower the standards because Simone Biles is too good?
That's crazy. That's like lowering the rim because women can't dunk.
I mean, in the WNBA, that'd be cool. But the
NBA, if you lower the rim because Chris Paul couldn't dunk. I'm like, look, Chris Paul should be able to dunk too.
That actually happened?
No.
Oh,
No.
They didn't
I'm just saying. Like, that's what it seemed like to me. You saying because LeBron James could jump too high, we need to lower the rim so everybody can. Everybody can dunk.
How about you get in the gym and practice?
Up your vert. How about
it.
that?
That's it. That's all.
Ridiculous.
So, man. Now, I have this other thing that I would love to hear your opinion on. I wish Maul and Jay Everyday were here to listen to this.
They in the cloud. Y'all can call in.
1,000%. Let me make sure I got my thing connected. Yeah, it's connected now. So Maul, Jay Everyday, y'all want to call in, have anything y'all want to add to, people be able to hear you through the interwebs. So y'all know that I have smoke for Dr. Umar as far as
perpetual smoke.
As far as that school, right? He's still in this particular interview that I'm about to pull up. They asked him a question at the beginning about how's the school coming along. He starts talking about, oh yeah, we gotta do some painting and we gotta do some doors and we gotta paint the floor and all that. Paint the floor.
What floor?
Paint. What floor do you paint? Whatever. That's beside what I'm trying to get at in this. And then number two smoke I have with Dr. Umar is if you have children, as people say that you do, why didn't you marry either one of their mothers?
Oof.
If it's 2 different mothers.
Oof.
So those are the 2 things that I have. What's up with this school and what's up with your wife? Those are the 2 things that I have. But when he's spitting bars, he's spitting bars. So I'm going to speed this up. But man, he was going crazy on this one.
You got to get used to it. It's okay.
8 courts forward. Where is the black bank in Toronto? Or can we start a credit union? Or could we start a SUSU where every black man in this cipher is going to put $100 in a month, and once we get $100,000 out, we're going to buy a building so we got a place where we can organize our people, take care of our young folks. Institutions are 50% of the solutions. Institutions, school, bank, hospital, supermarket, manufacturing, distribution. If we ain't talking institutions, we're not serious about solutions. And the reason why we can't change our people's behavior is in order to change behavior, you got to have control over the institutions that they need, right? If I want to work for the white man, he's going to tell me how to dress, he's going to tell me how to look, he's going to tell me how to talk. And I'm going to do it because I want that job, or I want that free food, or I want that housing. You can only control people's behavior when you got something they need.
Nabs the Beauty said, this ninja. Yo, keep going. Now, this one was a good one, Nabs and Beauty.
We don't do anything for our people. Why the hell would they listen to you? Until you can provide them with what they need, you'll never get their attention.
So I have a quick question. Actually, it's 2 questions.
Hello, introduce yourself to the audience.
Oh, my name is Iman. I'm the owner of Activated Studios, Competent Construction.
Same thing, right? We just going to the microcosm. So for me, if I'm trying to organize my family, I'm only going to go to 4 or 5 people who I know I can trust. And we're going to get organized first, come up with the blueprint, and then the relatives that they're most closest with, they're going to pull in one by one. The worst thing you can do with your family, the worst thing we can do with black people is invite everybody to the table at the same time. That's a recipe for disaster. Get the ones who want to win hip-hop culture back into the community. Black folks.
Here we go.
You see this in the hip-hop community. Where you, with your second question, which is another good question, which I think is something that we ain't dealt with enough. And that is this tendency for black people, black men in particular,
Sierra was
to
good.
elevate their loyalty to the hood above their loyalty to black
What's up,
folks.
Sierra?
You see this in the hip hop community, where you see hip hop artists basically saying, without saying it, because they don't want to go too far, I'm loyal to hip hop. I ain't loyal to black people. You almost feel it. You almost feel it, right? Like, yeah, we might kill and
And pause, you know, let me know if you want to.
Yeah.
talk about shooting and sexing the women, but that's what hip hop is. Okay, but it's negatively impacting the community. And they almost want to say, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You see what I'm
Right,
saying?
that's facts.
So my thing is this: if the black community
facts.
cannot rehabilitate and re-anchor hip hop culture back into the community that birthed it, we're gonna have to destroy
And
it.
it's funny you say that because right here at the studio, Activated Studios, I have those same conversations with different artists. And like I said, a lot of them come from New York, just all over, and come here to make their music. And I say, well, you say this, but it affect.
Yes.
They be like, man, I don't give a. They
Yes.
tell me it's off
It's
camera.
almost like,
And they
you know what it's
laugh
almost
about
like? You know how we got the black bourgeoisie? They consider themselves above. They don't have to answer to nobody else.
Right,
They
right.
don't care how what they do affects the rest of us. The hip hop community is almost a black bourgeoisie of its own.
Right.
We don't see it as
crazy.
that because they act like they from the hood. But think about it. They're not from the hood no more. They don't live there.
True.
You understand?
Right,
they don't
true,
party
true.
there.
Right.
They damn sure don't spend their money there.
Right.
So if you look at it, the hip hop community is really the new bourgeoisie.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Think about it. They live in white neighborhoods. They all I'm sending their kids to white schools.
Right.
They only act like they still from the hood to stay relevant to sell their music. Outside of that, they live in white lives.
Like Travis Scott, for
That's
example.
They live in white lives.
I say that's a great point.
You still selling death and destruction for Friday prayer. You know what he gonna say? Then he's not living Islam. But if he's not living Islam, why the hell he in your masjid? Do you see what I'm saying? You're looking for a way not to have to engage the negative elements because you ain't got the courage to step to them and shut that shit down. And that's what's happening in hip hop. The conscious artists and those who claim that the gangster rap ain't really hip hop, why you ain't saying that to the gangster rappers? Why you ain't going to the BET Awards and saying no more nominations for negative content? If you disrespecting women, if you promoting violence, if you promoting irresponsibility, guess what? No more nominations for you. If that ain't hip hop, why that ain't been done yet? Show me the accountability.
I think the accountability happens on multiple levels, but I don't think hip hop holds itself accountable.
Thank you.
I agree with
Thank
that.
you.
I
That's
agree with
not-
that.
So far, I know you said before that you don't listen to music a whole lot.
Yeah, I'm not a big music head. Not at all.
So based on what he said so far, and this is for you guys in the clouds as well, the number one question is, for me, is he spitting bars or is he not? About what he's saying about
Hip hop.
hip hop's effect on the community.
Yes, to a certain extent. I guess overall, yes. Overall, yes, he's spitting bars because I mean he's right. I mean, does the hip hop artist now has any allegiance to the people that listen? They don't. Right? I've heard y'all say several times on this podcast that what you listen to is up to you. Right? We know what's getting pushed through the radio. Sexy Red, Meg Thee Stallion, Shake That Ass, Shoot Up the Neighborhood, all killers be killing, whatever. But in this day and age, especially, because of the internet, what you listen to is 100% up to you. There are plenty of hip-hop artists, musical artists that are talking positively. The shit's still a bop, and it ain't talking about, being promiscuous and killing everybody in the neighborhood. So that's up to you, what you listen to. That's your choice. No, I don't think hip-hop artists have an allegiance to black people at all. They don't. No one has allegiance to nobody. I don't care who you are, what race you are. You don't have allegiance to nobody. Does that sound good in a perfect world? Yes, it does. All right, I will hope that in a sea of other people, I see another black man, I can look at him and know I don't have a problem with this man. Right? I'm somewhere where it's a mixed group of people. I should be able to look for another black person for comfort in this situation. To know if this went down and you saw that I was not in the wrong, that you would come to my backing without me having to look for you. I should just look up and see another black person helping me. Right?
I feel that because when I walk into certain places and I don't see any black people, I call it racial bias or whatever. I do look for that black person, and I do see. We have that a lot of times we have that nonverbal communication where we look at each other. And
Yeah, I got you. You got me. All right.
Just not like, all right, I'm looking out for you.
But like, skin folk ain't kin folk. Like, you can look at some black people and you give them the 9, they don't do it back. I'm like, oh, they got him. Like, he ain't one of us.
They not like us.
He's not. They got him. And so like, yeah, in the perfect world, what he's talking about would be great. My gripe with Umar is all talk, no action. Where, he got this grand idea that they should do this, they should do that, but where, do a summit where you got all these people. Go to the DNC and talk to them. That's where they at.
Yeah. I think, as I listen to, I've said before, I don't listen to a lot of, I guess you would call it mainstream rap, but I have listened to, I listen to both. It comes across my docket one way or another.
Right.
If I'm watching a video on YouTube, they're playing it in the background, or I might just have a day where I just throw on some rap music or hip hop music or whatever.
Yeah.
Now, one of the guys in the guy that's, excuse me, talking to Dr. Umar, his name is Mouse Jones. And he asked Dr. Umar at the beginning when they started interacting with each other, he said, when you say hip hop, are you talking about the culture or are you talking about the industry? So do you think there is a separation of the two?
Yes.
Okay. Elaborate.
So the industry rap is mainstream. That's what somebody who's not of the culture is pushing out there as what they deem is good music. I'm not trying to knock Sexy Red. It's just, she's just the most divisive at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But did culture really push her forward, or did the industry? Which I feel like my vision of the culture could be skewed because I'm not hood. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? No, I'm not in the streets. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. So like, I don't care for those type of things. The people that are, they do care, right? I'm not looking for a woman who agree with Sexy Red. That ain't the type of woman I'm looking for. Mm-hmm. So why would I care about what she's saying? And so someone like her, or people that make that type of music, is pushed through the industry. Not all the time. Sometimes shit just pop naturally. Mm-hmm. But something like that most definitely pushed through the industry. Now, when it comes to the culture is what you choose to listen to, not necessarily what is forced upon you. I feel like you automatically gotta take anything that's a radio hit. You look at that with a side eye.
Nelson Beauty said, regarding the Simone Biles thing, she said her mama want a piece of that pie.
Oh yeah, for sure. She
trying to get some.
She want to wear that 30% gold medal too.
Oh, she. Matter of fact, Simone, just like you didn't watch Bel Air, did you?
No.
Okay. Well, spoiler. I'm gonna tell y'all a spoiler right now. So if you're watching it, haven't caught up. If I'm not mistaken, it was actually. I'll use it this way: corporate, right? The corporate business. He made a skit where his father basically after X amount of years, never being in his life, came back in his life and was doing all the fatherly things, building a relationship and all this stuff. And then later on, sometime down the line, his father revealed to him the real reason why he sought out corporate. It was because he was dying and he wanted corporate to give him one of his kidneys. So that's what I think when it comes to this Simone Biles thing with her mom. I don't think she really wants a relationship with her daughter. I think she's trying to figure out a new way to get some more crack.
Nah, she want to live that successful life. She tired of living in this little house with her sister and the 7 kids. She sees Simone Biles and Jonathan Owens in a big house and 2 little dogs. She's like, y'all got an extra room? Let me stay in it.
Y'all got an extra room. Yeah. How much can you pawn that gold medal for? You got 4 of them.
Let me be a stay-at-home grandma.
Right. Be Humble said, I listened to hip hop my whole life, never committed a crime. See, okay, here's the thing. That's facts, right? Most of us never have. No, I don't want to say most. A lot of people have.
It's an anomaly in every situation.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I purposefully I don't listen to a lot of rap / hip hop music because I believe in surrounding myself by what I can relate to. So if I can't relate to all this nonsense that they're talking about in the mainstream rap, then I listen to Toby Nwigwe, who always praises his wife, who always keeps his kids and his wife around him. Super duper big family man, as I am. Like, you can look through all of Toby Nwigwe's videos. His wife is always right there with him, as far as any video that I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
I listen to Jordan Lucas. Jordan Lucas, to me, is dope.
Hey, the man got bars.
He has bars. He has flow. You know what I'm saying? So, and he's crazy creative. To me, he's like I put him in a term of visionary, because I watch his videos and I'm like, I don't know how you would have thought about doing this. So, let's see. Be Humble said, "Will, we know you had a swimming pool at your high school." I don't know what you mean. Like,
I went to Julian. I'm not from the suburbs. I grew up in the hood, like Southside Chicago for sure.
Nassim Beauty said there is a separation between hip hop industry and hip hop culture. Hip hop culture is a part of the American experience. Hip hop industry is agenda based with plenty of business backing it.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Can we get a applause for Naps and Beauty? That was a great way to phrase it. Now, while I was listening to this conversation, I asked myself that question. Is there a difference between hip hop industry and hip hop culture?
And what you come up with?
I think,
look, Spaces just got to be decisive. Why you just can't?
I think there is a separation. National Beauty is right, but I also think the industry is reflecting of the culture, because they take the people, like, if you think about it, all the rappers that I can think about at this very moment are people that came from a specific background that may or that can, I don't even know how to phrase it, but a lot of them, most of them that I've seen that I can recall at this moment have had a background, like breaking the law type of background, running with the police type of background. Then they take those people and say, all right, the industry takes those people and say, all right, this person will be influential. So let's take this one person, magnify them, and then therefore they become a representation of the culture in the mainstream industry.
Okay, time out. Before you get too far, every genre of music has that. It's called counterculture. That shit will forever be put in the forefront, because not everybody has because not everybody lives it. In country, they talk about the same shit, committing crimes and how they ran with the good old boys and running from the cops and all the other good stuff. That's in country music. You know what I'm saying? And whatever music you want to go to, they talk about these things. It's just hip hop is the most catchy.
Appreciate you guys for hitting the like button. Appreciate you. Thank you.
That's all it is. Every genre of music has this counterculture. Rock, that's how that became infamous. They talked about all the crimes and stuff they did.
So why is it then that all of the negative stereotypes about people doing things in society lie with black people?
Because our culture is the number one exported thing in America.
Give yourself a round of applause. Sheesh.
But we knew that.
Spin bars over here, man. So that's saying then that our culture is for sale.
The industry, hip hop is for sale.
Most people, see, I mean, okay.
So the industry rap is what get pushed all over the world, because it's what crosses the top, the Billboard 100 or whatever, right? That's a lot of people's first introduction to hip hop who don't live here. So that's what they hear first, and that's what they think of America. That's what they think of Black America, and that's what the industry is there for, to perpetuate what they want of black people to the rest of the world. That's why when other races get here, other cultures get here, they look down on us, just like they white Americans. Like, it's like, where y'all come from with this? Look at the Asians. No, for real.
Yeah.
They look down on black people so bad.
Yeah, I get
that
you.
They had to come out with a Stop Asian Hate bill. Like, come on, man. So, but their interpretation of America is through movies and music.
So,
and in both of those, we are portrayed to the rest of the world as in very poor light.
Right. And now, where my question about that comes in is, what do we ever point there's black people are participating in it as well.
Right.
Right. So we have black person after black person, black person. It's like a
There's some black
cardboard
people
cutout.
at the very top though. We got some people at the entry level. We got some people, middle. We got some people at the top. But at the very top, in full control, how many black people up there?
It's tough to. I don't know the answer to that question to answer the question, but it's also tough to say because we don't know. We don't see the people at the top most of the time. We see the people that are on YouTube, that are on making music videos, that's on TikTok and social media, and those are the people that you were just saying, the Asians, all the people that are coming into America. Those are the people that those people see.
Right.
So I mean, there's a level of participation that's going on that black people also have to be responsible for too.
I mean, 100%. Because a lot of people would tell you, not just black people, again, would tell you, if somebody go do it, it might as well be me.
Oh, yeah.
If somebody gonna make money off of it, might as well be us. That's how some people see it.
Yeah.
And so, it's almost impossible to get us all on one accord. It is what it is. So as long as one person's willing to do it, it ain't gonna be stopped. So I live by the mantra: control what you can control. You control you, and you can control who you take in as friends, and you take in people with same mindset.
So in Naps and Beauty, you don't like Dr. Umar? What's wrong? You deleted your comment. I saw it.
Oh well. No, we not deleting stuff. No, we not deleting stuff. Naps and Beauty.
But yeah, I was curious. I don't know. Is it like? Do you have the same level of smoke for him that I have? Is it like that, or is it just you just tired of seeing him, or what? But the reason what highlighted this interview for me was this conversation between Dr. Umar and Mouse Jones got heated. Now, let's go right here. So he asked Mouse Jones, in 50 years, what does hip hop have? What do we have to show for 50 years of hip hop as far as building a community? Now, Mouse Jones couldn't answer the question, but I was getting turned up listening to this side of Dr. Umar.
You're gonna cut me off again. I said institution.
I said people.
Where's the bank of hip hop for the black community?
The definition of the word people means not that. Somebody grew up in the hood.
Hip hop ain't done shit concretely beneficial to the black community.
You
gave me
incorrect.
fashion. The first thing out of your mouth was fashion.
I gave you fashion, then you started yelling over me. But then also, then there's technological advancement. Podcasting, for example. Look at all the black people that now have access to jobs and ways to make money due to that. We're still talking about rap. We're still talking about cinema. We're still talking about these camera operators, these new people coming up.
Let me make it real concrete for you.
I just made it concrete.
No, it wasn't. That was all bullshit.
No,
give me a relevant institution that hip hop built in any community, anywhere in America in 50 fucking years.
I just told you.
No, you didn't.
I just told you concrete. People that would not have access.
I didn't say individuals. I said an institution.
I said people.
Where's the bank of hip hop for the black community?
The definition of the word people means not an individual. So I'm telling you, people that now of 50 years ago would not have had access to work
in individualism. I ask you, what did they do for the community? You can't give me nothing because they ain't done shit.
People from the community can now work in a music industry that there was never going to be a space for them.
What the fuck? That's individualism. That ain't helping us. That's bullshit.
No.
Bull fucking shit.
No.
It's not helping us.
No. What's happening is virtual signaling. That's what's happening. Virtual signaling
ain't
happening.
Done shit. A few people could get jobs. Everybody can say that shit. Elon Musk got a couple black people on the payroll. That don't mean shit.
Elon Musk didn't come from black. He's not a black person.
My point is, you can get a job from anywhere, whether they black or not.
But now
That's
you're
not
getting
a
job.
benefit.
Now black
but
people.
You're still talking about individualism, bro. A few people. You've been around for 50 years, the most popular music genre in the world, billions and billions of dollars, and all you can tell me about is a few people can get jobs? That's bullshit when you look at the cost that the black community has had to pay for hip-hop. A whole generation, 2-3 generations of black kids growing up thinking the best thing you can do is be a damn gangster.
I can't, that part I can't give you. Does hip hop need accountability?
Oh, man. I saw you have a reaction earlier.
I mean, he funny, man.
He funny?
Yeah, that dude more funny, bro. Because, like, he's screaming about a concrete, institution. And you got this invisible school. Like, what are you talking about here, bro? Like, the thing starts with individuals. So how come an individual can't get a job, make some money, and then begin to build something concrete? Like what are you talking about? What are you talking about, bro? It's hard for me to watch him sit there and scream like that, like a fucking child, like a child, because he feel like his point wasn't getting answered, and then did not provide an answer that will fit what he thinks should be there. Right? Okay, yeah, cool. You pointed out a flaw. How do we fix it? What do we do? Building a bank ain't easy as just building a club. You just can't just do it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. You act like, oh, where's the bank? Where's the hip hop school? Like, what are you talking about? It's a whole media industry connected to that. All right? No, it's not ran by black people in hip hop. It's not. It's not.
This is a very interesting interview. I personally like this side of Dr. Umar. Because I've never seen him this turned up. I've never seen him this turned. I barely heard him even ever say a curse word.
Yeah, I wish Miles Jones would have just let him yell and then go, okay, we don't, and now what do we do? Right? Because that's Dr. Umar Stitch, right? The advancement of black people, Mr. NAACP, you know. But ain't providing no solutions. I don't know. My thing is, got to start somewhere.
And I think that's what he was saying, because in 50 years you should have something.
Nah,
50 years, and you know,
it's 50 years of them not having control of it. What are you talking about? Black people don't control hip hop. We run it.
Black people are the
we're the
of
cogs.
Yeah,
we don't run. We don't control hip hop. Right, and the more people be like go more independent, the more chance the rappers, the more what they do, LA, whatever. More people independent and control everything. Right, we just not hearing about people getting control of their masters in the past few years. People is making music and not getting paid. Mm-hmm. What are you talking about? There is a huge gap of the music and the money. A lot of the artists were broke. They're fucking broke. They gave them that whack ass advancement. Right, and told them they got to buy chains, and you got to look like this, you got to have this car, right? And then when they come back, they hand them a bill, and they record number one on a billboard for 5 weeks. What do you mean you're not making no money, right? Then they had, let's talk about the infamous Diddy deals, the 360 deals, the Birdman deals, where they was getting all the money and not the artists. We, as a hip hop culture, just now talking about having full control of your music.
Diddy and Birdman, they you could say those are two big names.
They still won the top,
but they still had control. Listen, Diddy's definitely a millionaire. Diddy himself could probably build a school off of the money that he wasn't paying his artists. You know what I'm saying? So, or Birdman. You know, it's like all of these people that are in the music industry. Let's just say you have the rappers and the people that are above the rappers, the execs or whatever their title is. Those people, if they were interested in it, could build something. Because Nancy Beauty said, "Y'all caught me," and I agree with that. I agree with the talk Dr. Umar gives. However, he still simps around females like Sukihana.
Mm-hmm. Strong man, weak in the flesh. Get out of here, bro.
Be Humble said Diddy helped Elon Musk buy Twitter. He was an investor. He helped Elon, huh? The pale skinned African, South African.
The Dutchman. Get out of here, Dutch.
But yeah, man, I think y'all should check out this interview. I'm gonna put it in chat because it's like an hour long, so you have to put on your attention hat. You don't have to look at something that's longer than a YouTube short. But I think it was a great interview. I think Umar watched Mouse Jones in this particular interview because I do think in 50 years, it should be 50 years from the age 0 born coming out of the stomach to 50 years old, you should be able to do something.
Not if you ain't got control over it.
Yeah, but we still see what people do with their money when they do get it, right?
Right, and they done tons of stuff with their money by helping. How many scholarships did he pay for?
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
I don't.
How many scholarships Dre paid? I guarantee you, plenty. Right, and Dr. Umar, according to this particular interview, would call that individualism. because it's not concrete.
Right. Because
but it take people to build those concrete things. So if I can't put the people in a position to be able to build these concrete things, I'm supposed to start with the concrete.
If you're paying tuition, you got money to do something concrete.
Building a bank is not It's not building a corner store.
Yeah, but
it's not building a nightclub.
Yeah,
it's not the same.
Right.
So what a school, you can build a school, but then you still got to go by state standards.
Right.
I mean, you could do a charter school like Dr. Umar is supposed to be doing.
Right.
That costs way more money than I'm pretty sure a lot of us can even imagine.
When it comes to that school, nobody will ever see an argument from me until it gets up. Like don't tell me about institutions and you tell me that your school isn't up because you need new doors, which is what he said in this interview.
And
so
then
I agree with that.
I don't know. I feel like black people didn't control hip hop. At the very beginning, we did before it was making money, but when it was a culture thing. But then when it became a business, it was never black people in control. Even with music before hip hop, black people was not. Motown not in control. Right? Don't get down on hip hop. Motown was before hip hop. You had all them singing ass groups. Y'all ain't looking for the bank of soul. You know what I'm saying?
And I get what you're saying. I think you were right when you said that when it comes to the scholarships, Dr. Umar, according to this interview, would call it individual things, which those are, as opposed to giving scholarships. Why don't y'all get together and help somebody build a school, help somebody build a grocery store? He said the whatever the four corners of a society are. Ice Cube right now is trying to do the big three. He's trying to build a whole basketball association. Can't build a school?
Who's to say he hasn't?
And that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying Ice Cube in particular. I'm just saying all of the people who have actually gathered something.
Or maybe he's invested in a school.
Maybe.
Is that the same as building one? Because I'm not a teacher. I don't know what it takes to run a school, but if I had the money, would I donate to somebody building? Yeah, but there you go.
Right.
Did I help? Does that count? What he like is basketball, so he built the big three. And to do that is amazing in itself.
Absolutely.
I feel like the expectation of what he's asking for is two different things.
So you don't think something could have happened and be built by now?
No. Again, with them not having full control over the finances, what coming in, where the money go, a lot of them were broke. A lot of them filed bankruptcy. Remember, TLC had to file bankruptcy. They were the number one group, and you know what I'm saying? Like it's stuff like that. It goes to show you that they are not in control of the finances of hip hop. Mm-hmm. They're not.
This is your brain
It's
when you're
somebody
struggling.
rich out here just in control, right? And I hate to be like the white man, but it is a Caucasian.
Now, see, this is where I have to give pushback, because black people are still choosing to be under those white people.
By and large, yes. Are we now moving in a direction where they are not? A lot of people are going independent now because you can't, because the internet has changed that.
Independent music is the best music.
All right, they ain't got nobody telling them what they got to say, who they got to work with, when the album got to come out. None of that.
Mm-hmm.
It's all on their own hustle. And I feel like we are seeing a bigger wave of people going independent, having their own masters, right? Being in control of their own distribution. And then, like, once give me 50 years of that. Every time your song get played in a movie, a game, or whatever, you getting all the royalties back, then yeah, you start looking at people a little bit different.
Hey, Naps and Beauty, I got to shout out this comment. She said, shout out to Tory Lanez. Listen, a lot of people might give me some pushback on it, but I think Tory Lanez was dope. His music. I mean, he sound real nasally when he's singing, because everything Tory Lanez, according to what he said on Breakfast Club, as you can tell, I listened to a lot of these interviews. He said on Breakfast Club, everything you saw him do, he did on his own.
Mm-hmm.
He taught himself how to sing, which that needs work, but he taught himself how to rap, I suppose, if that's an actual thing. Taught himself how to do all his publishing, how to make beats and all that stuff.
Right.
Everything Tory Lanez did was by his own hands. So shout out to Tory Lanez. Absolutely. So you reminded me of this. We don't have to go through the whole thing.
Okay.
But you said this when you said Dr. Umar and DNC.
I want a television. Let's do the debate. If Omega Sci-Fi, if my brothers of Omega Sci-Fi, who I love and respect, want to host a debate, it could be an Omega Sci-Fi debate. You can have the purple and gold. I don't care who hosts. I don't care where it's host. I want Steve, Ricky, and DL on the same stage. Keep the same energy, Africans. Keep the same energy. King Kong consciousness versus the kings of comedy. Will the real coons please stand up? King Kong consciousness versus the kings of comedy. Will the real coons please stand up? I said King Kong consciousness versus the kings of comedy. Let's settle this once and for all. Let's settle this once and for all, brother. Oh, yes. You can fool some of the people all the time and all the people some of the time, but you cannot fool the King Kong consciousness none of the time. They bringing up Fannie Lou Hamer when the Democratic Party sabotaged Fannie Lou Hamer. Look at the hypocrisy. They don't think y'all know y'all history. They don't think y'all know y'all history. Bringing up Fannie Lou Hamer. She turned in her damn grave. She turned in her damn grave. The corporation is a plantation. All of us work, right? You work at a job. You work for a corporation. The corporation is the 21st century plantation. The NBA is a plantation. NFL is plantation. Hip hop is plantation. Hollywood is plantation. Media is plantation. We still on the plantation. The corporation.
Did that man did not just say hip hop is plantation? Did this man did not just say that hip hop was a plantation?
You said it, yeah.
But you want the plantation to have brick and mortar stuff. How? 50 years of a plantation.
Well, if
and you expected something from it?
If the white people are if white people are at the top and then they're owning I don't want to say owning, but they're
running
they're running it, and then they're under them are black people. That's exactly what happened back in the old slavery days.
And that's exactly what I was saying. So how you said after 50 years of being slaves, they should have stopped being what? How?
Because they're getting paid. A lot of these people are getting money.
No, they it looked like they're getting money.
I've heard both ends of it, right? Like I've heard the story of what you said.
I feel like it's more people look like they get money than it's people actually get money.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong. Some of them are. Some of them are getting paid. Most of them look like they're getting money. They not. We know they not. Several people has came out and said they not. Kodak Black said it. That ain't my money, man.
V, what's up? I'm glad you can make it to the stream. You're catching like the 3 out of 3rd part of 4.
Another happy birthday to Spaces.
Appreciate you. No, I think there's definitely something like there could be something.
Y'all tell me if I'm wrong. Y'all come on, y'all been hearing this debate. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Think about the money Diddy has, because I don't really. I think it's kind of a
individualism.
Because I think of Diddy, Ice Cube, Dr. Dre, all of these big Jermaine Dupri, all of these people. If they came together and said, you know what, let's do something that specifically will benefit a community of black people in particular, do you think they'll be able to do it? Because those are the people that own the Masters and cheat Birdman, cheating people out of their money and retaining their money. So you have the money.
Hold on, they were still under Interscope. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just because they had their own label under that label, they still had to pay dues for distribution.
Hey, Nelson Beauty, you just reminded me of something. Somebody told me. They said Kamala Harris had Megan Thee Stallion at her rally because both of them locked innocent black men up.
Damn. That's fucked
up. That just randomly popped in my head. Nelson Beauty said D.L. Hughley isn't even a king of comedy.
He not? Who is?
I thought it was D.L., Bernie, Steve Harvey, and who was that? Cedric the Entertainer. Wasn't it the 4 of them?
Yeah. Was
Cedric the Entertainer ever funny to you? He was never funny.
Sometimes.
Let's see. Be Humble said to Naps and Beauty, DL is one of the original kings of comedy tour. Yeah. Be Humble said Tory Lane's guilty. Naps and Beauty said to Be Humble, self-proclaimed. The general public never saw him as one though.
I think DL Hughley is one of the greatest comics.
I think he's one of the wisest. Like the way he connects things is very, very intellectual. I can't say that I've seen a lot of his comedy stand-ups.
Oh, we getting away from.
Yeah. So
because with me, we start talking comedy. It's
go.
It's go. So I don't want to. All
right. So let's get back to this. Did I freeze it? There we go.
Hollywood is plantation. Media is plantation. We still on the plantation. The corporation is the new plantation, my ninja. The corporation is the new plantation. And guess what the new slave chain is? Guess what the new shackle is? The new shackle is your paycheck. The new plantation is the corporation, and
he lost me right there. He lost me right there. Because the new shackle is your paycheck. I think there's a difference in how we're getting paid now versus 80 years ago.
I mean, yeah, but I get what he's saying with that, because they say they get you to kill your dream by giving you a bi-weekly paycheck. So I mean, I get his point with that. I agree with that. If you're not doing something outside of work to push forward, your dream or something that you really want to do, and you feel like you can't do it because you have work.
Man, don't I know it?
Or like some people, some people who jobs aren't paying them a lot, they got to work 2 full-time jobs. You most definitely shackled.
Yeah. I think it's
not everybody, has the grace to work one job and not have to worry about nothing else.
I think in a lot of cases, in regards to that, in regards to him saying the new chain is your paycheck, I think that's more so people's inability to control their spending.
I mean, that too, but shit, inflation go up but not your pay.
I can't even argue that, bro. I can't even argue that at all.
Cost of living go up, your pay ain't going up, man. Like, that's why people got to get a side hustle. Everybody out here doing something on the side, trying to get paid, trying to live life. Everybody's goal ain't to be fucking rich. Everybody ain't meant to be a fucking leader. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you was talking about all these people in the hip-hop giants. Everybody not meant to be a fucking leader. They not. Mm-hmm. Some people can make money. That's the fuck they good at. Can I teach other people how to do it? No, I can't. I did it.
Just follow what I did.
I had the resolve to do it. Right. I can tell you what I did, but I can't tell you 100 other ways to make money. Some people could tell you 100 ways to make money and ain't got a fucking dime. Could tell you 1,000,000 ways to save and can't save a penny. But I would not listen to a fat nutritionist.
Ah, shoot. All right, man. We got this last thing because I definitely those conversations went longer than I anticipated.
That need to change the podcast to longer than anticipated. You say that every week.
Yeah. Let's see. There's a particular thing, and we can just.
DL was not the host of Kings of Comedy. Damon Williams was the host of The Tail End.
This is
just go off of this shorter. Okay, here we go. Speaking of, we'll go with this. While this getting caught up, let's see. Catch up with you guys' comments. Nelson Beauty said, "Be humble, self-proclaimed. The general public never saw him as one, though. DL was a great host." Be humble said there was a lot of information that came out during Tory Lane's trial. He admitted to it on a jailhouse call. Man, that's a conversation in itself. Nelson
he
Beauty
did.
I didn't hear him say that.
Man, he shot that girl. We know he did. He's just trying to get out of it. Anyway,
so I'll say one thing after I catch up with these last two. Be humble. Tory admitted that he was the cause of the pow pow. However, he did not pull the trigger. It was the bestie. She dry snitched on herself. Be humble said he did it. So I saw it was like a 2-episode thing regarding that whole situation. It was on Netflix. I forget what it was called. Like, did he do it or something like that? I don't know. It was 2 episodes. You can just Google it. One was from Tory Lanez's perspective, and one episode was from Tory Lanez's perspective, and the other one was from Megan Thee Stallion's perspective. I don't think he did it. You'll see in that video. You'll see her get out of the car. You'll see her walking and limping, and you can see the little patches of blood because it's like from a helicopter view. So you see the patches on the ground. There's little blood patches on the ground, but then she'll get back in the car. You get back in the car after this? Come on, man. Be Humble said, I used to think OJ was guilty.
Oh God.
So I wanted to introduce you guys a living legend. I don't know if you heard of her before, heard of her speak. But this woman is, I'll let her work speak for herself. Her name is Michaelah Montgomery. She was on the Big Facts Network, and they did an interview where she did a speech at the Trump rally, and now here she is blowing up on the internet. But check it out.
Audience and giving them your platform.
And as you having an audience and being given a platform, you should represent your people in the best way possible. And again, on the world stage, you got a passport. You seem like a well-traveled man.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to go to these other countries and wonder why they have these stereotypes of us. Because when they turn on the TV, that's all they see. Black people
Weren't you just saying that?
Yeah.
need to understand that. Other people who come here are not racist because they think black men are thugs and black girls like to get ratchet and have sex all the time. That's all they see.
Mm-hmm.
That's all of our music. So when they hear our music, that's what they see. I just came back from Paris, and they all know bow, 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 and Sexy Red. That's the only thing they can ask me. Oh, you're American? You like Sexy Red? And it's like, okay, like, yeah, I do.
Because that's the simplest form of art that can translate to these other cultures.
And unfortunately, the simplest form of art that
shake your head.
It's not the simple form of art that could transform that can be translated to these other cultures. It's just what's presented.
translate to other cultures, rich, poor, whatever. All we are represented as are thugs and hoes. And that's not okay. And as somebody vying to be president, you wouldn't want that representation on the world stage. It just doesn't go together. As a black woman trying to get people to take her serious as the next president of the United States, why would you choose? And again, if she could have been a singer and just covered some songs that were more appropriate. But Megan literally didn't have one appropriate song to perform there, and nothing about the performance said this should rock the vote. You are voting for these things.
Let me say this. I think what you're saying may or may not be true, but guess what? Those people were already thinking about that. They already looked at black people that way. They already did.
So why? Okay.
They already looked at them that way.
No, how do you build a perception without nothing to build it on?
Oh, shoot, wrong one.
Just press 1 or 2.
Yeah, I know. I'm still getting used to it.
How do you have a perception of somebody if you haven't had any interaction, nothing to show you what these people are?
Right. And
it's impossible.
We are 100% in alignment with that thought process.
Right, it's impossible. You can't tell me, oh, they already thought that way. No, this is what's being presented. That's why Black Americans, when we go to places, we always have to show them more than just what you saw on TV.
See, or I'm not what you see on TV at all.
Right. Like it's way deeper than that. But I mean, we fall victim to that being Americans when we go other places.
Mm-hmm.
Like our perception of most of the other world is what we see. Americans is the least traveled group of people because America's so big. To see a lot of things, we don't have to get a passport and go nowhere.
And people bring their cultures over here anyway.
Right. So like we don't have to leave the country to sometimes experience other cultural things. Everywhere else in the world, all they see from America is what's being presented. It's, Bollywood. We think all Indians talk like that and bob their head and whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, or over in China, we think it's super compact and all. No, it's so much more to every fucking thing. And so it's what's being presented.
Yeah,
that's why people think all Chinese people do karate. No,
no, not really.
You think all Chinese people smart? No, they only send the smart ones. Like, they do. They only send the smart ones. All the ones who are dumb stay over there. I'm dead at this came from people from China who told me this. Right?
Okay,
Either you're a scientist or a nail tech when you come over here.
I cannot.
Or you get the Chinese restaurant.
The
restaurant and nail techs are interchangeable. They send them over here with a business. Or you assign the smartest one or somebody with connections to get them a job when they first get here. That's it. That's all.
Straight up.
And then they go to their area.
Just like you said, people aren't coming up with these things because they just sit down.
Just
they're eating their food.
Oh, these people. No, somebody told them that.
Believe you me, people in the clouds, she watched him in this interview. Absolutely watched him.
Okay, so they already looked at us like that.
There was
so
like
why,
we've had
so we should be okay
enough
with continuing to normalize.
We've had enough well-spoken Negroes walk into these places and show you that there's another. We had a black president a few years ago. We've had a black man represent the highest form of office. So if that's not going to teach them,
remind me again what he did for black people.
Well, we're not talking about that.
I know. I'm just saying, like, because this is black representation. They're talking about black representation.
Right. Again, to the highest form, and most of the world is not into politics, even in their own country.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah, we had a president, but we know our president don't have real power. He can't do nothing without several other people saying it's okay.
Naps and Beauty said thotties for Harris. She said it on the stage.
If it get her vote to do it, that's what the point is.
Be Humble said all inner cities have a Chinatown. They're not all smart. They work harder.
Work harder? No, they don't.
I think it's okay. This is coming from people that I've talked to that have lineage, like direct connections to their overseas, whatever, Chinese people, whatever.
To their homeland.
To their homeland. They told me that one of the reasons why, and I want to say I researched this at some point, their school is longer. Their school year is longer than ours. Like we get 2-3 months off in between.
Mm-hmm.
While we have their 2-3 months off, they're still in school.
Yeah, they all year round.
To that regard, they're not smarter. They're just still in school. I mean, they don't work harder. They're just still in school. You know what I mean? So it's like some people told me that in a lot of ways, our 8th grade math is what they learn in 5th and 6th grade.
Right, because they're continuously going.
It's wild.
But you know where I used to work.
Yeah.
You know there's a lot of Asians there.
Yeah.
I've talked to a lot of these Asians.
Yeah.
They all ain't smart. They not. They all don't. They don't come from a culture. Japanese culture works harder. It's a culture thing. Chinese people, they don't necessarily have that culture of working harder, right? Because we say Jamaicans work hard. Jamaicans come over here and get 3 jobs. All Jamaicans got 3 jobs. They work harder. Chinese people, no. Japanese people, yes, it's a cultural thing to be a hard worker. Chinese, no. They do what every other racial group come over here and do. They all live in one house. There's 17 of them in one house. When they go to work, they all work at the one spot. So the income from that place is bringing income to one place. That's it. You got 7 incomes. You 7 people that work at this restaurant, plus the restaurant income.
And they all
coming
together
to one place. And they all live in the same house. Ain't talking about women. Let's focus on.
He said the women are very submissive.
Focus on one thing. I'm sorry. Can we?
Them that black people are worthy of respect and we're more than thugs and hoes.
One black man. Again, I'm telling you.
We've had one. That's one black man.
Not everybody who you're mentioning in these other countries, while they do watch the news a lot, not all of them are doing that. So we're looking at how we're represented overall. Mm-hmm. Art is the easiest translated form of communication. Mm-hmm. In which case, if all of our art forms going to these other countries are us killing each other and us being hoes, then we cannot blame them for thinking that way. That's not, Obama couldn't save that. He was one man. So to them, Obama was the anomaly. Us over here, we know there's more Obamas than there are Sexy Reds. Mm-hmm. But it's on us then to make sure the rest of the world knows that we have more Obamas.
I just thought of a story, and like we talking about like overseas and stuff like that, how other people perceive us. Just being from Chicago, people think I got a gun. I was in Vegas, and this dude asked me I was from. I was like, Chicago. He was like, oh, Chicago. Oh. I was like, wow. So, you know, we talk. Let's focus on our country alone. Just being from Chicago, they think I got a gun. Mm-hmm. I didn't have one on me, but
Be Humble said you do have. Well, we ain't gonna get into that.
Hey, Be Humble, get your perception of me together, man. He said, of course you went to a school that had a pool. I went to Julian. Yeah, they had a pool. Of course you got to go. Which one? Either I got a gun or I went to a school with a pool. Like
he said, I can tell. Go ahead. You were saying,
Chicago? We're talking about translatable ideologies and cultures to other places in the world. We can just look at it here. Like I said, I was in Vegas and dudes like, oh, you from Chicago? Y'all the shooters, right? Everybody knows Chicago shoot. That's what we do. And so when you go to other places who have never been to Chicago, they think you're a shooter.
I get that a lot too when I go wherever else, or if I happen to talk to anybody or hear anybody talking about Chicago. When I tell them that I am the first thing they used to say was Chirac.
Ugh, I'd have shot him.
Yeah, man. So it's like people are moved by what they see in the media, you know, and it just naturally forms things.
That really came from Chief Keef era, could we say?
Okay.
Right, that was one of the bigger turnarounds of trap. When they really started talking about catching bodies, selling drugs, committing crimes. Everybody's listening to it. Trap rap, crazy. Still, trap rap is still a genre because of that.
That's all drill was about.
Yeah, drill. And so, with that being said, living here in Chicago, we knew it was other music than drill. It was way more music than drill than actually was drill music. So, I don't know.
House.
Right? That's the Chicago thing. So, I don't know. To me, it's what you choose to let in. What you choose to listen to, what you choose to watch is what your perception is. I like the way you think, Spaces, because you always making sure you hear both sides of whatever story it is.
I try to as best I can, yeah.
Same with me. I want to hear both sides. I don't want to be stuck in a mental mindset of being able to agree with one person, only hearing their ideologies.
1,000%.
Then we do Sexy Red.
We've already shown them that.
So you cannot be Kamala Harris and get on stage with a Sexy Red counterpart and be like, hey, still take us serious as these super.
But Donald Trump can align himself with Lil Pump and Kodak?
Donald Trump is Donald Trump. When are we going to?
What?
This is a chat GP.
We don't care about what he's doing.
Go ahead. What you saying?
No, that was it. We don't care about what he's doing. I do a lot of comparisons to other stuff. I'm contradicting than a motherfucker. But my thing is, like, you can't be worried about what the other party doing to a certain extent. You can see what they're doing. You got to be worried about it. Let Donald Trump line himself with who he wants to. Donald Trump been in line with these rappers a long time ago.
Didn't he, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe, but he got A$AP Rocky out of jail, right? A$AP Rocky had a situation overseas. Anyway, it don't matter.
Somebody, I don't know.
I don't think they want to be assaulted.
Why would you put that on a world stage? That wouldn't, again,
because women like women like exactly, and women like that.
Now, I want to say this super quick. I don't like when I watch these shows, these interviews, and all this stuff, and the host starts over talking the guest.
Right.
I don't like that.
If you got a guest, let them talk.
Let them talk. And it's one thing for you. I understand, conversations get passionate and stuff. You want to get out what you say. And sometimes people are long-winded and they say like 8 different things that you want to say. But you just still let your guest talk. I can't stand.
Well, at least get a full thought out. Like, I had a podcast and I host all the time. If it becomes too much where you feel like you can't go back and answer everything, hold on. Before you go too far, let's answer this part.
Right.
You're clearly finished with this part of your statement here. Let me rebuttal.
Right. 1,000%.
Exists. There are women. There are educated women,
and they don't act like that at work.
Oh,
that's her job, though. That's Megan Thee Stallion.
Love and hip hop, and we hate how Love and Hip Hop is a horrible representation of us as black women, of us as black people.
It absolutely is. But I look at Love and Hip Hop as empty calories. It don't mean it's not gonna. It don't mean shit.
The rest of the world doesn't though. The rest of the world thinks that that's how.
Yeah, just because boy, that don't mean everybody else out on the outside can see more. Come on now, that's like looking at people's relationships.
Mm-hmm.
You only can see what they present.
Mm-hmm. Listen,
motherfuckers fighting all the time. That's all you see. But when they get home, they cool. Or vice versa. You see the perfect couple. She probably beating his ass.
You're not going to get much argument with me with this particular conversation.
Yeah, this dude all the way wrong.
Why does it keep rewinding?
As a member of
people like me exist. Where's my reality show?
I'm gonna give you one.
Like,
but as a member of the media, I know what people stick to more. At this other spot I used to work at, that we dropped a piece about a community engagement and celebrity gossip the same day. Guess what got more interaction?
Of course, the gossip's gonna get more. Negativity drives people, but does that mean that you should live a life in which you promote negativity?
Look at what Be Humble said. He said this earlier. He said negativity travels louder.
It sure does. People love to look at negativity because it distracts them from the negativity in their life. So if you go sit down and watch somebody be ratchet, at least my life's not like that.
Or misery loves company. Like,
that too.
I see myself in this. You know what I'm saying?
That too. But it's for some people it's hard to watch positive stuff because a lot of time the positive stuff comes from a level of which they could attain, and they aren't putting forth the effort to do it.
Yeah, I see you.
You watch your coworker become uber successful or something that he asked you to do with him, you might be a little jealous.
A little bit. I think jealous to an extent is a first of all, it's a natural emotion.
Mm-hmm.
But the question comes in is what you do with it.
Right.
So, yeah.
At this other spot I used to work at, that we dropped a piece about a community engagement and celebrity gossip the same day. Guess what got more interaction?
Of course, the gossip's gonna get more. Negativity drives people, but does that mean that you should live a life in which you promote negativity? Is that your calling from God to promote negativity? So just because that's what's popular, that doesn't mean that's what you have to do. What makes you the most money isn't always the righteous thing to do. You could die tomorrow and you're going to tell God, look, God, sorry, I couldn't promote the positivity because it wasn't getting me enough likes.
No. Absolutely wrong.
No, I got to see what he says. I got to see what he says.
Because I'm in the school systems as well.
Mm-hmm.
If all they see is the negativity, then they're not paying attention. And then that brings me back to another point that I made, that they already wanted to see me like that.
All we do is support negativity, though.
As a
y'all don't well, let me not say y'all, but as many people who should support artists like J. Cole or Rhapsody or Tierra Whack, whatever, they don't. But we support the Megan Thee Stallions, the Young Thugs, the Sexy Reds, and their music is great. We're not going to deny their talent. But in regards to who we want to represent us on a national stage, whose streams do we hope get billions of worldly views? It should be these artists who promote positivity within the community and over artists who promote that we kill each other and abort all of our babies. Like, I don't see anything wrong with having a problem with that, and acting like I have to normalize it because it's already the status quo, to me, is also detrimental, because at what point do you not want better? At what point do you not advocate for change?
Absolutely watched him in that whole conversation. The whole thing is an hour long. Absolutely watched him. Be Humble said, dang, did she shut up? He also said white people have more abortions.
It's more white people than black people here.
We're only 13% of the conversation.
Now we're third, bro. Third.
Third in what?
Population. Hispanics, number 2.
Oh, okay, got you. Yeah.
Oh, in the United States.
Yeah. But yeah, 13.4% of the population. If it weren't for abortion, we would probably be 20% of the population. But we won't go there. But yeah, they're like 65%.
What?
They're like 65% of the population. So of course they're gonna have more, as long as it's legal.
Mm-hmm. Even if it ain't legal.
True. That's true. Very true.
White people out here fucking just like black people. There's black people out here on these opioids and all this other good stuff. You know, stop it. They in the same boat as we are.
1000%. I don't know why people try to separate. Like, there's a lot of stuff that they do, and there's a lot of stuff that we do that are similar to each other.
But I would rather have a slower population growth with quality human beings than just to be popping out babies.
Yeah, Be Humble said they have more abortions and they aren't having kids. Their population is slowing in growth. Hispanics are multiplying at a huge rate. Thanks, Border Czar, Kamala Harris. Thank you, Joe Biden. All right, but that's all. I actually wanted to go through that whole interview today, but because she was spitting bars. Crazy. But yeah, that's all I have for today, man. That's all I have for today. Thanks for kicking it with us, man. So for the mesh, what I have for you guys today is what I have for you guys today. is when you're dealing with people, when you're dealing with people, make sure that, just like Will said earlier, it sparked in my head as soon as he said it. When you're dealing with people, try to make sure that whatever you're talking about, you're trying to see it from their perspective as well. At least trying. Even if you know for a fact that they're wrong, you're trying to see where they're coming from. Just something to think about, man, because in a lot of conversations that I have, that I've seen people have, is one person viewing the situation from their standpoint and not even trying to hear what the other person is saying. I've heard it conversations where the person that's talking to somebody else, they think they're right. And because they think they're right, they're interrupting the other person and not even listening to what they're saying at all. I'm talking like they're 3 sentences, 3 words into their response, and the person that thinks they're right, that's not viewing it from the other person's perspective, is but you ready to respond and don't even know what to respond to.
All right, you just trying to prove them wrong. Hear him out.
Straight up. Big shouts out to Will Hill. Big shouts out to Will Hill and Third Post Media, bro. If you have a show this week, let me know. I'll try to slide up there.
For sure.
While I'm on vacation. Big shouts out to Third Post Media. Shouts out to Jay Everyday, who couldn't be here, stopped in the chat. Shouts out to Maul, stamping up that passport. We'll see you when you get back, bro.
And subscribing.
And subscribing. This has been another rendition of the Knowki Podcast. Wear your crown, build your legacy, kings. I am your man, Spaces.
I'm Will Hill.